Mexican drug war firearms. Smuggling of firearms. Mexicans have a constitutional right to own firearms, but legal purchase from the single Mexican gun shop in Mexico City is extremely difficult. Firearms that make their way to Mexico come from the American civilian market. Most grenades and rocket launchers are smuggled through Guatemalan borders, as leftovers from past Central American conflicts. However, some grenades are also smuggled from the U.S. to Mexico or stolen from the Mexican military. The most common weapons used by the cartels are the AR-15, M16, M4, AK-47, and AKM assault rifles. Handguns are very diverse, but the FN-57, dubbed Matapolicías or cop killer by criminals, is a popular choice due to its armor-piercing capability. Grenade launchers are known to have been used against Mexican security forces. H&K G36S and M4 carbines with M203 grenade launchers have been confiscated. Gun origins. Some researchers have asserted that most weapons and arms trafficked into Mexico come from gun dealers in the United States. There is also strong evidence for this conclusion, indicating that many of the traceable weapons come from the failed American government Operation Fast and Furious, and there is a geographic coincidence between the supposed American origin of the firearms and the places where these weapons are seized. Mainly in the northern Mexican states, most grenades and rocket launchers are smuggled through Guatemalan borders from Central America. However, some grenades are also smuggled from the U.S. to Mexico or stolen from the Mexican military. DHS officials have stated that the statistic is misleading. Out of approximately 30,000 weapons seized in drug cases in Mexico in 2004 to 2008, 7,200 appeared to be of U.S. origin. Approximately 4,000 were found in ATF manufacturer and importer records, and 87% of those, 3,480, originated in the United States. In an effort to control smuggling of firearms, the U.S. government is assisting Mexico with technology, equipment and training. Project Gunrunner was one such efforts between the U.S. and Mexico to collaborate in tracing Mexican guns which were manufactured in or imported legally to the U.S. In 2008, it was falsely reported that 90% of arms either captured in Mexico or interdicted were from the United States. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security and others have dispelled these claims, pointing that the Mexican sample submitted for ATF tracing is the fraction of weapons seized that appear to have been made in the U.S. or imported into the U.S. in 2015. Official reports of the U.S. government and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives, ATF, revealed that over the last years, Mexican cartels improved their firearm power, and that 70% of their weapons come from the U.S. Many of those guns were manufactured in Romania and Bulgaria, and then imported into the U.S. The Mexican cartels acquire those firearms mainly in the southern states of Texas, Arizona, and California. After the United States, the top 5 countries of origin of firearms seized from Mexico were Spain, China, Italy, Germany, and Romania. These 5 countries represent 17% of firearms smuggled into Mexico. Project Gunrunner. ATF Project Gunrunner has stated that the official objective is to stop the sale and export of guns from the United States into Mexico in order to deny Mexican drug cartels the firearms considered tools of the trade. However, in February 2011, it brought about a scandal when the project was accused of accomplishing the opposite by ATF permitting and facilitating straw purchase firearm sales to traffickers, and allowing the guns to walk and be transported to Mexico. Allegedly, the ATF allowed to complete the transactions to expose the supply chain and gather intelligence. It has been established that this operation violated long-established ATF policies and practices and that it is not a recognized investigative technique. Several of the guns sold under the Project Gunrunner were recovered from crime scenes in Arizona, and at crime scenes throughout Mexico, resulting in considerable controversy. One notable incident was the Black Swan operation where Joaquin Guzman Loera was finally captured. The ATF confirmed that one of the weapons the Mexican Navy seized from Guzman's gunmen was one of the many weapons that were lost during the Project Gunrunner. Many weapons from Project Gunrunner were found in a secret compartment from the safe house of José Antonio Marufo El Jaguar, one of Guzman's most sanguinary lieutenants. He is accused of many killings in Ciudad Juárez, including the notorious massacre of 18 patients of the rehabilitation center El Alivión. It is believed that Marufo armed his gunmen with weapons purchased in the United States.